All right.
Barf.
You got your new mic.
Fixed up the mic, coach.
A little bit, yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Condenser mic was picking up a little too much. Can you check to see if I'm too high on here, please, before I speak my mind?
Me and you are both solid. We're not.
Okay.
We're not
blowing out the speakers, coach.
Like the last episode.
Yes.
Yeah, you're blowing out. I was like, whiff, whiff. got the mic in your throat, man.
It sounded like I was like.
Sounds like Rios on the mic.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
We're good.
Wow, man, it's June already.
It's crazy, right?
June 1st, man. A lot of shit's been going down, man.
People want this year to end already, man.
It's not even. I think this is the halfway mark right here.
Exactly
right?
the half of the year.
No, not even.
Yeah, 12 months. June 1st.
No.
Yes, man.
Because the end of June would technically be the full 6
June.
months.
I guess, yeah.
So, yeah, that's
almost halfway.
A little bit before.
Feels like this year is taking fucking forever.
I know.
There's just so much stuff happening. But it feels like it's been like 2 years in one.
Yeah.
We've lived a lifetime.
It's crazy,
in
man.
1 year. Wow.
There's this guy who keeps commenting on my posts.
Did you see the guy who commented, "I'm not listening to anybody with"?
And then he deleted it.
And then he deleted it.
Yes, I did.
Did you see that? I was like, this fucking.
Yes,
guy.
there was a guy who commented, "I'm not listening to anybody with
Wearing
the cut-off hoodie with the hood up." I'm like,
okay.
All right. And then like 2 seconds afterward, he deleted it. Deleted the comment.
Hey man, say it with your chest.
Yeah, man, just leave it there. We'll respond. Hey, seriously, you gotta talk shit to us.
Like, you're gonna talk shit. Say it with your chest.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just put some hair on your chest. Talk some shit to Elijah. Let him know he sucks, just like that guy did.
He did. But then.
But don't back out. Don't back out.
Then he backed out and he got scared.
Just keep talking about it.
Anyway. Topic today is what?
So, basically, I think it's real fitting to the fact that, it's not even halfway through the year. There's a lot of uncertainty that kind of is involved with how we've been approaching this whole year. Just like the fear of the unknown, uncertainty, just basically like just this idea behind just being worried about the future and being worried about just this unknown piece of
really,
life.
Really anything, man.
Anything, really. And this isn't just to talk about like the current events that have been occurring or anything of that matter, but I think a lot of people struggle with the fact that there's a lot of unknowns happening. And I think the things that are occurring in the world today, especially in the U.S., like a lot of people kind of, they shift that unknown onto their lives, and they shift the way they kind of think.
I don't think they shift. I think they let it take too much up of their mindset.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that whole thing kind of shifts to their own lives, and they end up really kind of shutting down.
It overshadows everything else that's happening in their life.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that their fear and like doubt and anxiety, it outweighs, unfortunately, all the other aspects of their life, and it fucks everything up.
Right. And we've kind of experienced that ourselves, I guess. Like in my past, like after graduating college, like there was a little bit of, everyone experiences a fear of the unknown, like what happens next, kind of
like what am I going to do
problem.
with my life? Yeah.
So I think it's important and it's worth noting that this is something that at least you're gonna experience at least once in your life, if not more. Probably a lot more than that. But.
Well, my thing, the big thing, when this whole idea, because I had written down the topic of uncertainty like forever ago for us to talk about.
It was, yes. In fact, I had actually written that down, like one of the first topics we had actually written down.
Because the idea of uncertainty really came when people didn't know what they were gonna do with employment, when the whole
illness.
The illness.
It's the illness. For YouTube purposes.
Illness.
For YouTube purposes.
In
illness.
Quotations, because
illness.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
But when all that happened, people didn't know, am I going to have a job tomorrow? What am I going to do with my life if I don't have any money? It's like, but then like you think about it, it's like, is that something that you can really like control?
Right.
If you're working for a corporation, say it's a big one, mm-hmm. and you may know your direct superior, but you don't know the people that like call the shots. Yeah. You think you can really have a say on whether they're going to let you go or not? Honestly.
Yeah. No, and that's what people struggle with, Even like my friends and family, like they were always like, the first thing they were doing was like judging people on social media about being out and about during the whole virus. Yeah. Like, and it's like, what the hell are these people doing? Like, why are you out there? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It's like they let the fact that they cannot control these people basically, affect their own lives.
Yeah.
And like they created like this, it was like they felt worse off basically because all these other people were doing something and they were not in direct control of being able to like tell them to stay home.
There's nothing that you can do.
In other words,
there's nothing that you can do. And it's like, how are you going to sit here and let these people do whatever they're doing? Let's say they're out at the beach or wherever they're at the time they were doing. They were going out to eat. They were going to the gym, whatever it was. It's like, how can you, like, do you know these people? And a lot of them are like, well, no. Because it's just a video you saw on Facebook. It's like, then why are you literally, is there something that you can tell them? Can you make them not do that?
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, then why are you wasting your, like, stress over?
Well, I think the media also does a whole bunch of that too. I mean, like, we can always get into the media, but like they're showing all these negative things, and all these people getting pissed off, and they're all like getting angry and all this sorts of stuff on people they can't control. Like the first thing that happened was those kids going to spring break.
Yeah.
And people are here like pouting and getting upset and like shitting themselves, because they couldn't fucking do anything about it.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what I mean?
Like why? It's just like why bring that stress in your life if you stop? Like with a sound mind, stop and say, is this something that I have control? Can I fix this? And the answer is no. It's like then like out of sight, out of mind.
And so like that idea that we kind of, because it's very relatable to everybody else, it extends to nearly everything else. Basically, the fact that if you're not able to control the matter that is occurring, don't do it. Don't worry about it. Like you have to basically, like, how can you tackle that? Like, you got to trust yourself first before you can even.
It's like the thing. Remember we were talking about, I think it's like 2 episodes or last episode when we were saying like, is there anything like if the world's gonna end tomorrow? Is there anything that, like, you honestly?
What are you gonna
do? Like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? You might as well just go about your daily life.
That's what I'm saying. And so like, I think when you go up to that point and you are worried about your day-to-day life, like the first thing I think of is always trying to keep myself to be proactive. Like I'm always acting proactively in my work and in my job and in my business or whatever it is, my fitness, if I want to go work out. Like those things are going to come first before I even fucking bother with anybody else. I'm going to keep living my life.
Yeah.
That's all you really can do at that point,
I think that, well, especially with so if you like it, it's the same concept. If you have a goal, people freak out because they set this goal, this massive goal that they want to attain, right? Whatever it is. And you may say, I want to have this in 5 years. And it's like, if you don't take care of your day-to-day business,
right,
you'll never, when you get to that 5-year mark and you haven't accomplished that thing and you haven't been taking care of your shit day-to-day, it's like, who else is there to blame? That was all in your control, dude. All on you.
Yeah. I think that goes hand in hand with also like being able to have self-care.
Yeah.
In terms of like your health, in terms of your nutrition, in terms of your fitness, sleep, mindset, all those things are basically going to put you in a better place to where you're not stressing so much about the unknown, stressing about everybody else, stressing about things that you basally can't control. You know what I mean?
Well, my thing, like, and I've said this before, it's like goals are like, they're good, like, what do you call it? I guess you can use them as like points of reference, but like the idea is to just be better every day.
Right.
Like wake up and do something, like, you know, the
like
goal,
develop a new skill.
Develop a new skill, but it's like if you have a goal, like take a step in that direction, a small step, whatever it is. Like if you want to be a writer, it's like write X amount of words every day. Whether it's like a journal or like short story, just whatever's on your mind, put it down on a page.
Would you say how many hours? Like 10 billion
I
hours?
saw this thing. I was watching this thing. I forgot how it was. Oh, it was William H. Macy, because I would watch this.
Who?
I've been William Macy, the guy from Shameless. You don't know who he is? If you watch Shameless, you know he's the bum. He's the dad. Anyway,
yeah, I haven't seen Shameless.
Comes out a lot of stuff. But I was scrolling through because I think one of the stories I'm gonna write is I'm gonna make it a screenplay. So I was looking at like how to write a screenplay.
Ooh,
and then I was looking it up, and I came across this video like actors on why they become actors, and it was like David Arbor, which is the guy from Stranger Things.
Yes.
It was like a bunch, Jake Gyllenhaal, like a bunch of actors were talking, and they're like, if you want to be an actor, it was just actor. I just clicked on it just because like it just seemed interesting. Like, why would you want to be an actor? Yeah. So I clicked on it, and they're like, if you're about to be like an actor, anything. I mean, there's like all these things that we're saying, like you can take that into anything you do. It's like, just know when you first start acting, you're gonna suck. It's like anything you start at,
you're
gonna suck.
But you have to start at some point.
And then it's like
just like our podcast. Like our podcast is a perfect example of that. Like our fucking audio and everything and video is trash.
And it's like they said that, and then he comes on. He's like, just like take this as a trademark. He's like, you need 10,000 hours or more at something to like master a craft. Mm-hmm. It's like take that. Well, he's talking about acting, but it's like think about it. It's like if you're not gonna just show up at something and just be like some people. Okay, they're naturals. Yeah, it happens.
Sure.
For like the
it's 90, a very, very small,
like the 98% of people, like you take time to like master something.
Yeah.
So it's like it resonated. It's like it's gonna take 10,000 hours at something.
Right.
So it's like if you take that into account of your goals and like what you want to do, it's like then every day you need to put in the work every single day.
Right.
And I just kind of like I think that's something that I just like. Well, it's like that's kind of badass.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I also think that like being able to like ultimately like put yourself in a like if you're gonna put in that work, like you can take those risks to end up like doing something in the long term. Like becoming an actor is like a big fucking thing. Like that's a huge leap.
Yeah,
that's a huge leap. But it starts ultimately with you, and it starts with the ability to like kind of, work at that. Like if you put in however many hours of work to be able to become like an actor, like. You know that by the end of those however many hours, tens of thousands of hours you put in, like ultimately that risk ends up becoming more of a calculated risk.
Yeah.
Which means that you have more of an ability to be successful at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think like we were talking about earlier, is like the idea of anxiety and like not knowing the future will kind of hamper your
ability to take
those risks.
Right.
Absolutely. It's like. But, like, a lot of times if you want something, like, you have to take a risk.
Right. But
have to.
Your percentage of being able to be successful and kind of, like, foreshadowing your future, like, it's all going to come down to the amount of work that you put in for it.
Absolutely.
So if they're putting in tens of thousands of hours of work and you know it's still a leap and it's still a risk to become an actor or whatever it is you may be, obviously your percentage of and your ability to become an actor greatly increases if you're putting in the work in the first place. Yeah. So, therefore, if you put in the work, like... Obviously,
I mean, yeah,
the risk becomes more calculated.
Anything, but like, I think that
But there's less fear of the unknown at that point.
Right. Well, I mean, there's always going to be that you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
I think that if you're going to go after something, I think you have to put aside data and like and this is just off the kind of off the topic.
All the time.
Never. I mean, a lot of times you're going to look at stats and say, well, I didn't do this, I'm not going to get it. It's like, but if you want something like dead ass, like you're so serious, you can't stop and like get bound like caught up in like stats and say, well, like if like I want to be an actor, it's like if I want to act, but like only like the 1% make it.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at stats, you're never gonna go anywhere because
you're gonna have a closed mindset.
Nothing. It's like you'll never make it.
It's like becoming a professional player,
professional baseball player. It's like the top like half of the 1% or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like
some outrageous number.
Yeah, it's like so then why even? If like you said that to anybody, it's like hey, the chances of you not making the pros are zero. You're not gonna. It's less than zero. Like, how many would the minor leaguers even exist anymore?
Right.
Because how many people would just say, well, fuck it, I guess I don't have a chance.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a good way to put it.
You can't. If you want something, you got to put aside stats, man, because it'll kill you.
Yeah.
It'll kill it.
That's a big one, man. I feel like even for me, like...
And too many people get caught up
in stats. The first thing, and it also comes as part of, like, not listening to anybody else. Mm-hmm. But the first thing I was told whenever I was starting my business and whatnot, obviously it's still small and whatnot, but it was just like, 90% of small businesses in the next 2 to 3 or the first 2 to 3 years end up failing.
Yeah, it's like falling,
yeah. And obviously, like if someone's going to tell me that, and this was back then, like 2 or 3 years ago, this freaked me the fuck out. Yeah. And by that point, I had already started it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I just didn't look at statistics. I just went ahead and started.
And it's like, well, like, are you gonna like not do anything with your life?
That's what I'm saying.
Because of stats, it's like,
right.
Like, people break stats all the time.
But at that point when I got told that, like, I truly did fear for the future. It's like, fuck, what am I gonna do if I don't start this? Like, what's gonna happen if it just automatically like I just can't fund it anymore or whatever? I don't know what happened. Like, but it was up to a certain point where I just literally said, fuck statistics, fuck what anybody says, and that took a while to like ultimately put myself in that position, but it was understanding that like I can't, like you were saying, like putting a statistic or a percentage or a number on doing something that you really want to do. Like if you just look at that so literally, like you're gonna have such a closed mindset. Like your mind is gonna close off and you're gonna end up just settling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I can't, man. It's like I think a lot of people have dreams and aspirations and it gets just destroyed by the idea of like the fear of failure.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna fail, man. Like there's no, you're gonna fall on your face. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody that just showed up and just became this great person. Like
right.
Didn't happen. It's like you're gonna fail, and too many people are worried about the opinions of others that it hinders them from actually doing what they want to do.
Yeah. It's very true.
That's what I think. It's like this podcast is elite, man. Like we're talking about shit that we think, and like the hoodie guy just shit on us because he's not gonna listen to me because I wore a shirt. Like,
yeah, I know.
I mean a sleeveless hoodie with the hood on.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, but it's just like
he was quick to delete that shit too.
I know. But
I mean, I clicked on it right when he posted it, and I saw it, and it was gone.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it's like it's people like that, man. It's like those like the people like that are gonna keep you from like, or somebody's gonna shit on you for creating something like
right.
Really?
Well, it was even like that post I was talking about the last time on it.
Oh, about the clown,
where there was like these guys are fucking clowns. I was like, it's just a workout. It's an exercise I'm posting.
People hate, bro. For
that
no
people
reason.
that people don't normally do on
a lot of times, man.
basis.
People hate for no reason.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
It's shitty. It's really shitty.
That's the way. Like, look at the world we're in, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like people can't get something for themselves. They're gonna tell you that you can't, and that you're stupid.
You're right.
That's just how life works, man.
Yeah.
Jealousy kills, man. There's a rare few of people that actually genuinely care about you and your well-being and your like growth as a human, and that's scary, but it's true.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like to keep you like right here. They want to hold you right here. It's like, oh, we're cool like this, but you surpass me, then you make me look bad, then we're not cool anymore.
Yeah, that's
so
a problem.
Why would you want to?
That's
it's a fucking
really
big problem. It's a really big problem.
And that happens all the time, and it happens with people you
I asked
know,
this one.
too.
We probably should have reached out probably on the friendship one that we just put out today.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's people, man. I've witnessed it firsthand of people that do that shit, man. It's fucked up.
They do it all the time.
Yeah, relationships that happens with romantic relationships, and it's like, dude, like there's a lot of people out there that will put on put on a face that make you say, oh, I want you to succeed and do all these great things.
And then as soon as you end up surpassing them,
and then it's like, but they're telling you that because they're like, this guy will never fucking do that. Come on. And the minute that you start doing it, it's like, oh shit. And they're the first people to be like, nah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, they're gonna shit on you behind your back or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really shitty thing, man. But you have a really good point.
Or it'll come off as, oh, I'm just fucking kidding, man.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, no, you're fucking.
Or even you'll say like, oh, great job, and then you go back home and you're fucking jealous and you're talking shit to them on their fucking.
A lot of stuff that people say when you're not. It's like there's things that you're gonna say that you won't say to somebody when they're in the room.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's a topic we could talk about in terms of like not shitting on people. Like
that's just not shitting on people. It's just being a good fucking person, man. Like,
but that's. Yeah.
Like it's not something you can teach. It's like. We'll get into it a little bit, man. Like what happened with my brother on Saturday really pissed me off, man.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that.
Okay.
That conversation went beyond like the current events. It was like he even had the thing to say like, "What are morals?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Morals? Just be a good fucking person."
Yeah.
Throw more like, and I'm not an overly religious person, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and I'm very not cool with the idea that people need a fucking book to tell them how to be a good person.
Yeah.
Just like they go to church on Sunday and automatically think that they're
the greatest kiss
like they're saved. It's like, no, motherfucker. Like, just because you go to church on Sunday doesn't make you a good person. Just like just because I don't worship a book or like a service on a Sunday doesn't mean that I know right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just be a good fucking person and don't like and just wish everyone well. Like, why wouldn't you?
I think people
that?
need if people spend the amount of time that they did shitting on other people rather than like if they spent that amount of time like on themselves, like I think the world would.
It's a lot of people that become defensive immediately on somebody that's doing well. It's like it's just jealousy, man. Like they wish that they could do that, but for whatever reason they're being held back by X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
and that's shitty, but like it's true. But I mean, I think that going into like more towards uncertainty, which is the topic, it's especially right now in the what's happening in our world. Mm-hmm. People are fucking scared, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I think people just need to like take a step back and like really count their blessings too.
Yeah.
Like see what you have, see where you live, see where, be thankful for what you have because, you put it yourself in perspective towards other people, and you think that you have some fear of the unknown, but you really got to look at everybody else and realize like, oh my God, like you've got a roof over your head. You've got clothes on your body. You've got fucking food to cook. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to sit down and take a step back and count your blessings. And I think it's important to do. And it's important to understand that if you have those things, like, you know, you're more likely to have a tomorrow as opposed to other people. You know what I mean? And I mean, obviously, you can get really into politics about this whole thing, but it just comes from the fact that, you know, you got to really start seeing what you have, seeing like your past successes and how you deal with everything that you have, you know, now. You know what I mean? Just the job you have now, the work you have now, the people you have in your life, like all those things. Like, it's important to count your blessings.
Yeah, I think that's so true. And we'd said this before, we weren't going to go into the whole what's happening right now in the world.
Yeah, but it's hard not to get into it.
I mean, it's hard not to get into it because it's legit the only thing that's on every fucking social media platform. And I'm not underplaying it. I'm not underplaying it, but it's just everywhere. I can't get on Facebook. You can get on Instagram because people are sharing personal shit.
Yeah, for that
most part. You can't get on Twitter because Twitter is just, it's all over it. Yeah. Facebook's all over it. Every news site, all over it.
And I think it sucks when you are so enveloped in those things, because it does change your mindset about things, and it does freak people out, man. Like, I think people freak people out, and that causes a really big problem.
What's freaking people out, and I'm just straight kind of away from it a little bit. What's freaking people out is that this whole thing is kind of, once again, it's throwing a wrench in like their plans, man. This is jacking kind of a lot of things up. Like, maybe not, you know, for us here. I mean, life's kind of the same. Yeah. Given our demographic, I mean, they're a little different.
Yes.
I think up north and other places where you know, it's a little bit different. I mean, places are getting destroyed. People are, once again, and this is kind of one thing I didn't understand is, like, people are now out of work again. Maybe that had just got laid off, or maybe they just found work at like places, and like now you're trashing places, and it's like, well, now those people are out of work again.
Right.
It's like you're making it worse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with that. But then like I said before, it's like I saw that I posted that diagram of all the three different viewpoints, because it's like I honestly can't give you an honest, solid side that I can stand on, because I'm just not versed in politics enough.
Right.
Or, you know, the different movements that are happening.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
You're just not part of the demographic, and so you can't.
It's not that I'm not part of the demographic, because I think that what happened doesn't. You should not care about it because you're not, you know, part of the demographic, because it affects the world. Yeah. And it's like, but I just don't know.
It becomes a little bit harder for you to understand.
I can't sit here and make a harsh judgment. Like, I don't know the whole story. I don't know the whole thing behind it. I don't know all of it. It's just like where a lot of people stand, and like you get shit on for it. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna and everyone says that silence is the, what do they say? Silence is just as bad. Have you heard that? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, man, but like I don't want to overstep. I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't know everything. Yeah. So I'd rather just like not say anything. But I do know that what happened was wrong. I do know that looting was wrong, and destroying shit is not right. Yeah. What was the other one? There's 3. I don't even remember. I know that what I saw was wrong, and like, about the police force. Yeah. It's like, man, like I have family members that are law enforcement, and I know for damn sure they wouldn't do anything like that. Yeah. It's like, so
there's always a good with the bad.
Always good with the bad. So it's like, yeah, I know bad cops and no good cops. It's like, now, I did see this thing that did say it was like, it was Eddie Murphy or something was talking about, and I agree with this statement. It was like, there's some professions in the world that you have to be good, right? It's like, and he compared it to airlines. It's like, it's like American Airlines saying, we hired a couple pilots and this guy crashed. We have a couple bad pilots. No, there's just some jobs that you just have to be good at. Like, there's no room for you to be bad. Right. And being a police officer should be one of them. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I agree with that. But I mean, other than that, yeah, I don't know. But
like, it is fitting. Like, I mean, obviously we went off on a tangent, but it's fitting towards the things that we're experiencing today.
Yeah, because it causes uncertainty, man. People are uncertainty. There's I'm not gonna say they're riots, because a lot of times they're not riots. I'm not gonna classify them as that, but people are worried about like the stuff that they're seeing on the news, which is partially the media's fault, because they play things up that aren't really that bad. Yeah, this happens all the time. And it scares people, which causes them to say, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Oh my god, what if they come doing and it just causes this stir of emotions and thoughts and all this stuff. It's like, oh my god, well, like, and then you see the idiots that are like, they're gonna start breaking into neighborhoods. It's like, they're not. Yeah, they're not. Yeah. So like, why are you causing that? It's just, and a lot of times it's the media saying that to cause fear in us,
Yeah.
To get a rise out of us.
Mm-hmm.
To get click shares,
to
likes.
Views and likes.
And it's like, it's jacking us up, and it's causing people to legit have freakouts.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's just say, like, if you're in a home and you have protection, you know, we're guaranteed to have this protection. It's like, you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like, why? And like the same thing. It's like, are you gonna be able to control what someone else's actions are to you?
Yeah.
No, it's like, best prepare the way you can. If you have protection, take that protection into. And it's like, do what you can to protect yourself.
That's it.
And that's what else are you gonna do?
That's as far as it can go.
It's just, it's all
kind of just in a way like encompasses each other.
Yeah,
I totally agree. Which is why we're really just talking about it. But no, it does. They do go hand in hand with one another, and they might be different like subtopics of one another, but they do. You know, they have their similarities, and
yeah,
it affects people very, very differently depending on who you are, and it's always just sort of this fear of the unknown and uncertainty that it's going to cause people to just freak the fuck out. So,
I mean, I think I've done a good job to the point like to where I know what's in my control and what's not, and I think that's self-realization. I think that a lot of people need to find that trait because we'll kind of get off the political route and go back to something else. It's like. Reality is like self-realization is what brings you to this point of like I can control what I can and I'm not gonna
so like embracing change, like understanding that change is always going to fucking happen.
Like I sit here and hell yeah I'm worried because yesterday my cousin who's a police officer, his wife texted my mom and she knows I live over here. She was like, hey, heads up, Christian said that there's
the mall nearby,
the mall, they're looking to, there could possibly be something happening over there. And just for reference, I live almost across the street. It's like again, it's the same concept. It's like, okay, I'm a little worried. My mom was like, hey, just heads up, be careful. And I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? It's like, thanks for the warning, but like, I'm just gonna keep going about my day. Like,
well, it's funny that you mentioned that because over where my brother lives, you know, the Trump Towers over there in that area, part of Chicago, downtown Chicago, and it's like that directly affiliates to him. Like, will he even be able to go home? Will he be able to like get back to his house?
Is his stuff gonna get trashed?
Is his stuff gonna get trashed? Is his building gonna legitimately get burned down or broken into or whatever? Like, and obviously different people experience different.
Has he said anything?
Points of, I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I think he's okay. I mean, he was talking to my parents yesterday, but like, I mean, like he has to like. I mean, he had to deal with that.
Man,
and there's
like,
different
the
levels
crazy
of
thing
that.
is like, it's like, am I not supposed to go outside? Like, am I supposed to like live in fear? And like, you can't, because then they win, bro. Like, these people that are trying to instill fear for no fucking reason, they win. They got what they wanted. They scared you. You live in fear.
And then you're just going to close off at that
But that's the thing, man. It's like, and this can go like any way, man. It's like, and this can go the other way. It's like the people like remember they had that shooting in El Paso not too long ago at the Walmart. And like all the shootings that were happening, the one in Las Vegas. It's like, what, like these sick people that are doing these things. It's like they tragic by all means, but what they want you to fear. Like, don't, like, you can't live in fear because like you won't ever go anywhere. Like, you have to just live life and control what you can control. Like,
I think there's also like a part like if you are experiencing day-to-day problems and you really feel like you just feel helpless, like being able to seek social support and help from healthcare, talk to somebody, like those are viable options for people to go out and do.
I feel bad that I didn't mention this. It's like, there's sometimes that you need self-realization to come to the conclusion you can only control, but there's some people that just doesn't come. Right. It's not as easy.
And it's totally okay to go and being a psychologist, like, or not psychology, but being a psychology major, people deal with those things a lot of times, and it's totally like, it's an okay thing to go out and do those things and seek support.
Well, the thing with that, man, is that a lot of people don't talk about it. It makes you feel vulnerable.
And I think it should be more of a talked about thing. I think, hey, you know what? Like, I'm talking to somebody.
People have been saying that for the longest time. This is something that needs to be addressed.
It needs to be opened up.
Like 90, I want to say, I don't know the statistic, but I feel like a vast majority of people deal with anxiety and like these kind of things on like a daily basis. And the crazy thing is, a lot of them don't even know what that is. They just
or what it feels like, or what that is.
And they think that this is just like life. They're just like,
that's it. They go through with it.
just shrug it off. But like, no, man, like that's something that a lot of people deal with. They just like they hide it better.
Yeah.
Or like they just don't even know that they're experiencing it.
We were even told like back in school, like even if you were considered normal and you think you have a normal mindset, even like something relatively bad that happens in your life, you get a bad freaking grade on your exam, or like something that just seems so small, like even those sorts of people go out and talk to somebody about it, just because like, you know,
jacks you up, man.
It might mess you up, as opposed, like, not mess you up, but like make you feel uncomfortable more so than somebody else, or just, you know, like there's different tiers of these things. You don't need to be freaking like having suicidal thoughts to go and talk to somebody, but like even if you have like just a problem that, or a small issue that occurs in your life, or maybe a friend is acting a certain way towards you, or you just got fired from your job or something like those are, and that is enough warrant for you to go and talk to somebody too. And it should be more normalized that you can go out and seek help if you so need it.
Yeah, I think another thing is like a lot of times that you're experiencing this uncertainty, this fear, this anxiety, this whatever. I think a lot of that's stress induced.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And a lot of times you have to take a step back and like really
plan
like,
ahead.
Not plan ahead. I mean like when I say step back, I mean like legitimately like take a step back from like work and like whatever.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. And, like,
just have more of like a work-life balance.
Man.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Take it easy. Like watch a movie. And I think I said this before. I feel like I do that all the time. Like even today, I've been writing all morning long. I think I think I started at 8 and I stopped like 20 minutes before you got here.
Oh, okay.
So I've been writing all morning long, and then I'm gonna do this podcast, and I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I'll probably come back and write more. I have to take the time. Like you have to unwind. Like take time to yourself. Like watch a movie. Like play a video game. Like just to like mindless, to where you're not thinking about everything else that's happening in your life. Yeah. It's like you have to stop and like give yourself a chance to breathe.
Give yourself some space. Yeah.
You're gonna fuck yourself up.
It's all balance with you. I mean,
absolutely.
I feel like, or anybody, just having that.
I'm not the only
balance.
person that does. There's people that work.
Which is
like
why I told you I don't necessarily agree with Gary Vee working fucking 10 hours a day, fucking for 10 years and that sort of shit. Like,
yeah, I don't.
There's ways of being able to tackle work and tackle change and those sorts of things. And I do think that having a social environment or a relaxing environment can greatly enhance the work that you're able to put out yourself, and not only the work, but like the mindset you have, and having that ability to reduce your stress and not fear so much about the unknown.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel uncertainty.
I've felt that way, that was the way to do it, but I'm slowly like, and like I said, you know, people are gonna find their medians, and people are gonna find what works for them.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of like in between.
Yeah.
Because I just like intrinsically work all the time. It's just like I'm just always thinking.
And that's totally okay too.
That's fine too.
And that's how you function better. And by all means, that's something you should do.
I've realized that like a lot of times, like I have to give myself an hour or two a day to just like
I mean,
chill.
Even that's why we go to the gym.
Yeah, burns just to get your mind off of everything else.
It reduces stress. It helps me out. Makes me feel better. It gives me a break. I close off my thinking mind, and I just go in and lift weights, you know?
Yeah, it's like that. But then people like don't want to do that. I'm like, yeah, you're having a lot of problems. Like, go to the gym.
It is hard to start off for people. It is hard to start, but once you get in the groove of doing those things, it becomes a lot easier.
It's building a habit. Any building of a habit's it's gonna be
tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
But like for most people, like even that I talk to that start going to the gym and stuff, like the beginning first 3 to 4 weeks, a month or two is gonna be fucking tough, but like once you start seeing results and progress and like feeling better and more energetic, and your work is better and you're more productive, like everything starts to add up and like all together. And so like obviously that's just like that's one avenue of reducing stress, but even just like sitting down reading a book, like people become, you know, get better sleep at night or become more self-aware.
My thing is, man, I've been watching a lot of stupid ass movies.
Yeah. So like I get blown up. And
bro, it's like sure that the idea, like that stuff was like content for what I'm trying to write, but at the same time, like I went.
But you just need like even having
it's just like funny, bro. Laugh. I'm just like sitting and
like,
I'm just
even
like
needing just a good laugh.
Yeah,
like,
dude. It's just like those
stuff.
are like it's just relaxing stuff, and I'm just chilling, watching. Like sure, I'm getting work out of it, but at the same time, it's like it's just like
you're
totally having a good time watching. It's like you're not really thinking about a whole lot,
right?
So, and I think a lot of people need to go that avenue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, essentially, uncertainty. The other thing with uncertainty. And this is the crazy thing, is that people like when things are uncertain, especially like a goal in their life, we kind of go back step. Remember we said we're talking about the idea that a lot of people won't go full into it because they're scared or they don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. It's like a lot of times you have to go all the way through something.
You have to go balls deep.
You can't. We gotta find another term Full send.
I like it.
Something.
Man. I like it, man.
Balls deep is.
You're going balls to the wall. You're balls deep. Like you're in it.
What about our viewers?
You're in it all the way.
Balls, man.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
We gotta find another way. It's like full send.
Full send, balls to the wall.
Balls.
You gotta go balls to the wall, man.
Yeah, man. Like but I honestly fully believe that.
You
that's
know what that is. Everyone knows what that is.
If people have, you have a passion, right, and you're like, let's just say it is like you want to make YouTube videos. It's like you want to make YouTube videos, but you're afraid of what people are gonna think of you.
Yeah.
It's like, but like, okay, and then there's like the idea of making an expense towards that thing. It's like you have to do it. You have to go through.
I think if you don't do it, you'll live in regret. And a lack of curiosity. Like you gotta fulfill that curiosity of being able to know, like, holy shit, like if I'm fucking 90 years old and you regret everything, like, man, that fucking.
You know what
sucks.
the prime example of this is, man? It's
my
like,
curiosity takes the best of me. So
always for me too, but like I used to get shit because I was, especially when I was trying to be that Twitch streamer. You know how much money I spent on stuff to do that?
Yeah.
I spent.
But you were able to sell some of the gear that you.
No, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, and I'm kind of just like savvy with that kind of thing. Like I make the money back. Whether obviously you're not going to make the same amount that you spent, and everyone sees that as a loss.
You literally upgraded. Like didn't you start off with the iPhone 7 and somehow worked your way up to the iPhone 11 Max?
No, I got the one that you had, and then I went back down because I just like the smartphone. I'm just real savvy with shit like that. But my point is this: it's like I spent all this money. I bought the computer. I bought another monitor. I bought a keyboard. I bought the microphone. I bought all this other thing to fucking connect the game to the. It was all this shit. I spent easily like $700, $800.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I spent a lot of money, bro.
Well, but you have to take a step back and think about like this. Like real quick, just a side note. Like, yeah, that might seem a lot to like the normal person, but this is fucking something you enjoy.
I wanted to do this.
And so you're not spending on things like outside things you don't care about. You're spending on something you do care about. Mm-hmm. And so you're saving elsewhere and putting good money towards something you care about.
Check it out. See, this is where people think it's wrong. It's like I know I dove into this. I tried it because I thought that I could do it. And it's like I look back and of course had I not done all of that and gone through with it, would I have known today
you wouldn't have learned.
I'm trash at Fortnite and Apex?
Yeah.
It's like no, I would still be sitting here today going, fuck, I should have. Like, what if?
Yeah.
What if? And it's like, yeah, I spent all that money, but I don't see it as a loss. I see it as like, I tried, man. Like it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and you would have been like, fuck, man.
So I don't see it as a loss. And everyone's like, you spent all that money, you spend money foolishly. And I'm like, no, I win all in at something. How are you gonna berate me for going balls deep into something
you care about?
Yeah, and it's like I just see it as like I gained an experience of like I'm not that good at fucking video games. Like, what am I?
Even though that one day you came back months later and
I just destroyed
you
everybody.
got a battle royale.
Yeah, it's luck. That's the only thing I can say is that it's luck. But the point is like I'm special. I got some of my money back. I sold a lot of shit.
Yeah,
but it's like I gained that experience. I know. Yeah, just like. A lot of people are scared to make that financial commitment into something. It's like sometimes you got to do that because if not, you'll learn. You can't dabble in something. If you want something and you're constantly thinking about it, you're gonna have to keep going into it.
Yeah,
always.
For sure. I totally 1000% agree. Yeah, all the things that and we might link up a video of the things that kind of like put some money towards. But I've been doing the same thing with cameras and gear and mics and just shit I just love and like enjoy doing, and that's me, you know. And I'm saving everywhere else because I don't spend money on like expensive clothes or shoes or any of that shit. You know what I mean? So I think that if you're focused on one thing and one thing only, and the things that you enjoy, like, you know, you're not gonna let your curiosity get the best of you, and you're not gonna be living in so much fear and regret, but with excitement about the future.
So to kind of end it on it, I guess you could just say like if you're feeling uncertain and you have fear, it's like control. It's in your control, and fuck everything else.
Fuck everything else. Just do what you love. Do you. Yeah. Go balls deep.
Go balls deep. Yeah. Always balls deep.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Give us a like, subscribe, follow. Check us out on YouTube. You can watch our videos there on YouTube every Monday and Friday. Tell Elijah that he can't wear certain clothes. Shit on him a little bit. But don't delete it. We want you to leave your comments.
I'm going to wear that again just to piss people off.
All right, man.
I'm going to wear it again.
Do it.
I'm going to start cutting up all my clothes, no sleeves.
Yeah. Just wear the hoodie.
Just wear the hoodie. Yeah. I'm going to make my own hood.
You're going to make your own hoodie and say, go balls deep.
Go.
Common Ground Podcast in the bottom.
Balls deep.
Yeah. That's
Stupid. Fuck no.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much.
Yeah.